why is it so important? Well, I think you've quite possibly heard this before, that it takes a lot more time and energy to find a new customer as it does to keep a current one. So when you've got no bookings in your diary, going out to try and find brand new business is really hard work, and it's not pleasant work either. It's just a slog. So when you've got a good customer base of people that really like you and want to listen to you and want to talk to you and want to help you, that is so much easier and more pleasant. When people are happy, they're going to recommend you to others. Now, anything that they say is worth far more than anything you could ever do. So we need to get people talking behind your back, but we need to make sure that they're saying good things behind your back, because the other side of this is that as good news can spread fast, bad news spreads even faster. So when people are unhappy, they'll talk even more. So make sure that when you're trying to get people to talk about you, they're saying good things, not bad things. When we build relationships with people, we're actually building trust. And when people start to really know that you're not in for a quick sale, they're going to trust what you say. So let's say a new product comes out and you want to recommend it to somebody because you think it would be really good for them. Because they trust you, they'll believe you and they'll buy on your recommendation. So you must make sure that anything that you say is quite trustworthy. So don't recommend something to a particular person if you don't think it really would be a good thing for them. When you get on top of your customer service and make it excellent and a priority, you're going to stop the roller coaster ride that this business can be. You're going to stop having months that are awesome followed by several months that are terrible, because you're going to be able to just flatten the up and down times out and make everything a lot more consistent. But you'll only be able to do that if you make the customer service consistent as well. So we'll talk about that later as well. And we need to encourage loyalty. There are a lot of different products around in the world, and there are probably a lot of consultants around in your company as well. So when people run out of products or want new products, they need to think of you. And they're not going to think of you if they hardly ever hear from you or don't even remember that you exist. So when they're needing something new, you don't want them to go and find another brand, and you certainly don't want them to go and buy from somebody else. Now, we've had between New Zealand and Australia in particular, but also all around the world really, an awful lot of natural disasters lately. And I've been talking to several party planners who have been involved and been affected by the disasters. And what's been really interesting is the people that have got their business back on track the best are the ones that have taken care of their customers and actually made this part of their business. So I've noticed that people who have not really shown much of an interest or taken too much care of their customers are actually in quite a difficult position. And from what I can see, they're having a bit of a hard job recovering. So keep that in mind, is that customer service is not something that you can start after a disaster's happened. It's something that you have to start now, so that just in case something happens in the future, you're going to be able to bounce back quite quickly. Now, we actually all have earthquakes and floods in our lives on a slightly different scale, a bit more personally. And these are disasters that might give us the wobbles and knock us off course a little bit. So they could be in the form of illness, loss of a loved one, personal problems. They could be all sorts of things. And it's really important that we make sure that we're in a position where our business can recover quickly. It's going to depend on the relationship that we have with our customers. So I'm pretty sure that I'm not telling you anything that you haven't heard before, that you don't already know. So if we think about all of that stuff that we actually already know, why is it that we aren't very good at keeping in touch with our customers? What is it? So I'd just like to hear from you. If you'd just like to type into the questions box or ask to be unmuted and let us know what are the reasons that you don't keep in touch with your customers as well as you feel you probably should.
Okay, here we go. Procrastination, says Anthea.
Procrastination. Yes, procrastination is one of the easiest things to put off, actually. Mm-hmm. there's so many other things that are so much more important than doing this.
Definitely. And the other Anthea, this is an interesting one, busy with new customers. So it's easy to forget about the old when you're busy with the new.
Right. So your new customers might have a great experience because you might be busy really looking after them, and maybe they might feel a little bit neglected when they're no longer new, and you haven't got time for them. So we might be able to find some ways to get them into a bit of a system and keep on track with them.
Jenny says she feels like if she contacts them, they will just think she's looking for an order.
So might feel pushy, worried they might think you're pushy. Shall we say that?
Mm-hmm.
Feel you are being pushy, or you are asking for an order, or just write being pushy.
Okay, and Tracy has trouble getting time away from the children, just to actually
Finding
sneak off
time.
and do the calls.
Yeah, because you do need it to be you need to be able to concentrate, so that can be a bit tricky.
Another comment here. Always feels. Hang on, let me read this. Feels like she feels like she needs a system.
Okay. Yep.
He always has the plan to do it, but it never happens.
Right, and that's if you don't have a proper system in place with proper time set aside, it's going to be something that you just let go. Okay, so that's interesting that nobody mentioned being worried about the telephone. Okay, so the telephone is a big thing as well. So, and I think often the procrastination part might come a little bit, for some of us at least, it's something to do with the telephone as well.